20 Buddhist lessons to transform your life. Earn respect and inner peace. Have you ever felt like your efforts to gain respect go unnoticed? What if I told you the secret isn't in changing others but in transforming yourself? Today, we'll uncover 20 profound lessons inspired by Buddhism that will help you gain respect, achieve personal growth, and find inner peace. Stay with us till the end, where we'll share actionable steps and a heartwarming story that ties everything together. Lesson 1. Right livelihood, living ethically. Right livelihood means earning a living that aligns with your values. Personal insight, shifting to a career that prioritized helping others brought fulfillment I never knew I needed. Practical example, Patagonia, an ethical brand, aligns its business with environmental sustainability. Actionable tip, reflect on whether your work aligns with your values. If not, consider small shifts toward meaningful engagement. Lesson 2. Forgiveness, the courage to let go. Forgiveness frees you from the chains of resentment. Personal insight, forgiving a friend who betrayed me was hard, but it gave me peace. Practical example, the Dalai Lama forgives those who oppress Tibet, showing the power of compassion. Actionable tip, write a letter of forgiveness, even if you don't send it. It's a liberating exercise. Lesson 3. Contentment, finding joy in simplicity. Contentment means appreciating the present moment as it is. Personal insight, downsizing my commitments gave me time to savor simple joys like family dinners. Practical example, minimalist lifestyles show how less can truly be more. Actionable tip, list 3 things you already have that bring you joy. Lesson 4. Generosity, giving without expectation. Generosity is the act of selfless giving. Personal insight, volunteering at a local shelter taught me that giving creates more joy than receiving. Practical example, philanthropists like Bill Gates make generosity a lifelong mission. Actionable tip, dedicate 1 hour a week to helping someone in need. Lesson 5. Equanimity, staying calm amid chaos. Equanimity is mental stability, no matter the external turbulence. Personal insight, practicing mindfulness helped me stay calm during a family crisis. Practical example, Buddhist monks maintain equanimity during intense meditation retreats. Actionable tip, when overwhelmed, repeat the mantra, I am steady like a mountain. Lesson 6. Inner peace, the ultimate goal. Inner peace isn't a destination but a state of being. Personal insight, letting go of perfectionism brought me peace. Practical example, Thich Nhat Hanh embodies inner peace in every action. Actionable tip, schedule daily moments of silence to reconnect with yourself. Lesson 7. Mindful consumption, living consciously. Be intentional with what you consume: media, food, or material goods. Personal insight, reducing screen time improved my focus and creativity. Practical example, sustainable living advocates inspire conscious consumption. Actionable tip, Audit your habits. Replace wasteful consumption with mindful choices. Lesson 8. Kindness, the language of connection. Kindness builds bridges and dissolves walls. Personal insight, complimenting a colleague transformed our strained relationship. Practical example, Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, showed how small acts of kindness could change lives. Actionable tip, commit to one random act of kindness daily. Lesson 9. Self-compassion, loving yourself. Self-compassion is treating yourself with the same care you'd offer a friend. Personal insight, learning to forgive myself helped me bounce back stronger from failures. Practical example, athletes like Simone Biles show the importance of prioritizing mental health. Actionable tip, replace self-criticism with affirmations like, I am enough. Lesson 10. Courage, stepping outside your comfort zone. True growth comes from courageously facing fears. Personal insight, taking a public speaking course terrified me but became one of my proudest achievements. Practical example, Rosa Parks demonstrated immense courage, sparking the civil rights movement. Actionable tip, challenge yourself weekly to do one thing that scares you. Lesson 11. Resilience, bouncing back stronger. Resilience is the ability to thrive despite setbacks. Personal insight, losing a major client was tough, but it taught me adaptability. Practical example, J.K. Rowling overcame countless rejections before Harry Potter's success. Actionable tip, when faced with failure, ask, what's the lesson here? Lesson 12. Mindfulness, the foundation of transformation. Mindfulness is the practice of living fully in the present moment without judgment. But it's not just about meditation, it's about how you respond to life. Imagine being stuck in traffic. Instead of raging at the delay, mindfulness allows you to take a deep breath, observe your surroundings, and appreciate a moment of stillness. Personal insight, I struggled with constant anxiety until I started mindfulness meditation. Just 10 minutes a day of focusing on my breath shifted how I reacted to stress. Practical example, consider Sarah, a teacher who practices mindful listening with her students. Instead of jumping to conclusions, she pauses, listens deeply, and responds with empathy. Her students feel heard, and her respect among peers has grown exponentially. Actionable tip, start with mindful breathing. Take 3 deep breaths before making any decision. This simple habit will transform your reactions and increase your self-respect. Lesson 13. Compassion, the power of empathy. Compassion isn't just feeling sorry for others, it's taking action to alleviate their suffering. It's about stepping into someone else's shoes, even when they're difficult to love. Personal insight, I once encountered a rude cashier. Instead of reacting, I asked if they were okay. They teared up, sharing their struggles. That moment taught me that compassion can dissolve tension instantly. Practical example, Mahatma Gandhi, despite facing oppression, consistently showed compassion to his oppressors. His ability to lead with empathy inspired a global movement. Actionable tip: each day, perform one act of kindness. Whether it's a smile or helping a stranger, these small actions create ripples of respect and positivity. Lesson 14: Impermanence, embracing change. Life is constantly changing. When you accept impermanence, you stop clinging to the past and fearing the future. Personal insight: when I lost my job, I was devastated. But in embracing impermanence, I discovered new opportunities that aligned better with my values. Practical example: consider Steve Jobs, who said being fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to him. It allowed him to approach his work with fresh creativity. Actionable tip: reflect each night on one change you experienced during the day. How did it teach you resilience or flexibility? Lesson 15: Non-attachment, letting go to gain freedom. Non-attachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop letting things control you. Personal insight: after decluttering my home, I realized how freeing it felt to detach from material possessions that no longer served me. Practical example: Buddhist monks practice non-attachment to material wealth, focusing instead on spiritual richness. Actionable tip: declutter one area of your life, your closet, phone, or schedule. Notice how light and free you feel. Lesson 16: Right speech, the art of thoughtful communication. Your words hold power. Right speech means speaking truthfully, kindly, and purposefully. Personal insight: I once made a habit of gossiping until I saw how it eroded trust. Now, I ask myself, is this true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Before speaking. Practical example: Martin Luther King Jr. inspired millions with his thoughtful and empowering words, earning global respect. Actionable tip: practice a pause and reflect rule before speaking. This will make your words more impactful and respectful. Lesson 17: Patience, the strength of resilience. Patience isn't passive, it's active strength in staying calm amid challenges. Personal insight: during a long project at work, patience helped me focus on the process rather than rushing for results. The outcome exceeded expectations. Practical example: Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison yet remained patient and focused on reconciliation. Actionable tip: when frustration arises, take 5 deep breaths and remind yourself, this too shall pass. Lesson 18: Gratitude, the key to contentment. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what you already have. Personal insight: writing 3 things I'm grateful for daily transformed my mindset. It's a practice I recommend to everyone. Practical example: Oprah Winfrey credits much of her success to her daily gratitude practice. Actionable tip: keep a gratitude journal. Reflect on 3 small blessings each day. Lesson 19: Self-reflection, your tool for growth. Growth begins with self-awareness. Self-reflection helps you align actions with your values. Personal insight: I use Sunday evenings to journal about the past week, what worked, what didn't, and how I can improve. Practical example: CEOs like Warren Buffett set aside time for self-reflection to make better decisions. Actionable tip: dedicate 10 minutes a day to journaling. Reflect on your thoughts, actions, and emotions. Lesson 20: Humility, the quiet strength. Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself but thinking of yourself less. Personal insight: I learned humility during a group project where letting others lead created better results. Practical example: Mother Teresa's humble service to the poor earned her worldwide respect. Actionable tip: practice active listening. Let others share without interrupting. The Basics of Buddhist Teachings, a guide for everyone. Buddhism is one of the world's most ancient and profound spiritual traditions. But at its heart, Buddhism is not about rituals or dogma, it's about understanding the nature of life, alleviating suffering, and achieving inner peace. In this comprehensive guide, we'll explore the fundamental concepts of Buddhist teachings in a way that's simple, relatable, and applicable to daily life. Whether you're new to Buddhism or seeking a clearer understanding, this guide will help illuminate the path. The Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths form the cornerstone of Buddhist teachings. They outline the reality of life and provide a roadmap for overcoming suffering. 1. The truth of suffering, dukkha. Life is inherently challenging. From physical pain to emotional struggles, everyone experiences suffering. However, Buddhism doesn't view suffering as hopeless, it's a starting point for transformation. Example: imagine a day when everything seems to go wrong. You are late for work, you lose your phone, and you argue with a friend. These moments remind us that discomfort and dissatisfaction are natural parts of life. 2. The cause of suffering, samudaya. Suffering arises from craving and attachment. We cling to what we want and resist what we dislike, creating tension and dissatisfaction. Example: think about the anxiety of wanting a promotion at work. If you get it, you fear losing it. If you don't, you feel inadequate. This cycle is fueled by attachment. 3. The end of suffering, nirvana. Liberation is possible. By letting go of cravings and attachments, we can achieve inner peace. Example: letting go of a toxic relationship or unhealthy habits often brings relief and clarity, showing us the power of release. 4. The path to the end of suffering, magga. The Eightfold Path provides practical steps to overcome suffering and achieve enlightenment. Takeaway: suffering is not an eternal punishment but a teacher. Understanding its causes empowers us to find freedom and contentment. 2. The Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is the blueprint for living a balanced, ethical, and mindful life. It is divided into 3 main categories: wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Wisdom. 1. Right view. Understand the nature of reality and the Four Noble Truths. Example: accepting that change is inevitable helps us adapt more gracefully. 2. Right intention. Cultivate positive intentions and let go of harmful desires. Example: replacing resentment with compassion can transform relationships. Ethical conduct. 3. Right speech. Speak truthfully, kindly, and purposefully. Example: avoid gossip, as it breeds negativity. 4. Right action. Live ethically, avoid harming others, and act with integrity. Example: helping a neighbor in need embodies right action. 5. Right livelihood. Pursue a career that aligns with your values and doesn't harm others. Example: choosing work that supports well-being over exploitation. Mental discipline. 6. Right effort. Strive to cultivate positive qualities and overcome unwholesome states. Example: developing patience in frustrating situations. 7. Right mindfulness. Stay present and aware in each moment. Example: practicing mindful eating to enjoy meals fully. 8. Right concentration. Develop deep focus through meditation. Example: setting aside time daily to calm your mind enhances clarity. Takeaway: the Eightfold Path is not about perfection but progress. By taking small, consistent steps, we can align our lives with these principles and find greater peace. 3. The Three Universal Truths. The three universal truths are core observations about the nature of existence. 1. Impermanence. Anaxa: everything is in a state of flux. Example: seasons change, people grow older, and circumstances evolve. 2. Suffering. Dukkha: suffering is part of life, but it can be transformed. Example: a breakup feels painful but often leads to personal growth. 3. Non-self. Anatta: there is no fixed, unchanging self. Our identities are fluid. Example: think about how your values, goals, and preferences have changed over time. Takeaway: understanding these truths helps us embrace life's changes with grace and reduces our resistance to them. 4. Karma and rebirth. Karma. Often misunderstood as fate, karma simply means action and its consequences. Every thought, word, and deed has an impact, shaping our future experiences. Example: helping someone in need creates positive energy, while harboring resentment perpetuates negativity. Rebirth. Buddhism teaches that our actions carry forward, influencing future lives. However, rebirth isn't about a fixed soul transferring but a continuation of energy shaped by karma. Modern interpretation: even if you don't believe in literal rebirth, karma reminds us that our actions today create the world we experience tomorrow. 5. The Five Precepts. The 5 precepts are ethical guidelines for living a moral life. 1. Do not harm living beings. Example: practicing kindness to animals reflects this principle. 2. Do not take what is not given. Example: respecting others' property and boundaries. 3. Avoid sexual misconduct. Example, acting with respect and integrity in relationships. 4. Do not speak falsely. Example, being honest in daily interactions. 5. Avoid intoxicants. Example, staying mindful by avoiding substances that cloud judgment. Takeaway: these precepts are not commandments but voluntary commitments to live ethically. 6. Meditation, the heart of Buddhist practice. Meditation is a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings. It cultivates mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Types of meditation. 1. Mindfulness meditation, vipassana, observing thoughts and sensations without judgment. Example, sitting quietly and focusing on your breath. 2. Loving kindness meditation, metta, sending goodwill to yourself and others. Example, repeating phrases like may I be happy, may I be healthy. 3. Concentration meditation, samatha, developing focus by concentrating on a single object. Example, using a candle flame or mantra as your point of focus. Takeaway: meditation isn't about clearing your mind but creating space to observe and understand it. 7. The role of the Sangha. The Sangha, or Buddhist community, is vital for spiritual growth. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals provides support, inspiration, and accountability. Example, joining a meditation group or online forum can deepen your practice and keep you motivated. 8. The middle way. The middle way is the path of balance, avoiding extremes of indulgence and self-denial. Example, instead of overeating or starving, the middle way encourages mindful, balanced eating. Takeaway: balance applies to every aspect of life, from work and rest to discipline and flexibility. 9. The Bodhisattva ideal. A bodhisattva is someone committed to attaining enlightenment not just for themselves but for the benefit of all beings. Example, a teacher dedicates their life to uplifting their students, embodying the spirit of selfless service. Takeaway: this ideal reminds us that personal growth is most meaningful when it contributes to the well-being of others. 10. The importance of mindful living. Mindfulness extends beyond meditation. It's about being fully present in all aspects of life. Example, mindful walking turns a simple stroll into a meditative practice by focusing on each step and sensation. Takeaway: mindfulness transforms ordinary activities into opportunities for insight and peace. Buddhist teachings offer timeless wisdom that is deeply practical and universally relevant. Whether it's understanding the nature of suffering, practicing ethical living, or embracing mindfulness, these concepts empower us to lead more compassionate, balanced, and fulfilling lives. Remember, the path is a journey, not a race. Start small, stay consistent, and let these teachings guide you toward inner peace and harmony. This video is inspired by Buddhist wisdom and teachings, reinterpreted for modern application by the channel Buddhist Teachings. Adidhyana. Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you earn by living authentically. These 20 lessons are your roadmap to a more peaceful, compassionate, and respected life. Start small, and let these principles guide your journey. Remember, transformation begins within.